Happy 30th.
Princess Bear, today we're at Disney's Contemporary Resort because it's time for an anniversary.
We're going to California Grill.
Yeah, not our anniversary, but it's California Grill's anniversary, and it's your number one choice of foodie infotainment. We're here to see what 30th anniversary foods they have for you and for us. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm gonna take the elevator. I'm not climbing the outside.
It's time to foodie and chill. You guys, I am shook. California Grill changed their bread service. Gone are the days of the sourdough bread, and I think the need for the crumber, because now we got a focaccia with onion, so probably not the best for Bear. And then they also changed the oil. The oil used to have like sun-dried tomatoes and all this goodness in there. Now it's just regular oil. And then our server got me balsamic, which I love. I'm glad he read my mind. I didn't even need to ask. And then I got Earth Balance butter. So in my natural state, I have to just smother with Earth Balance. So let me grab and throw, and let's see, because I'm super curious. A focaccia? I don't think I've ever had a focaccia at California Grill. It's sort of giving me onion bagel vibes. Like if an onion bagel was a focaccia bread, it's just topped with the onion. So like if you were to not eat the top of it and just eat the bread, you would get no onion. But it does have like a very mild onion taste to it. It's not too garlicky. It is very delicious. Never in my life did I expect to be eating focaccia bread at California Grill. But you know, us Californians, we're all about the fusions of the culture, so why not? I would give it a 4.75 out of 5 breads. It is a decent bread, and I'm gonna be waiting for the sourdough bread to call me because I'm gonna miss that girl. She was hot.
The times they are changing here at California Grill, nothing wrong with that. We like a good change. Lets them stretch their legs, explore, do new things. And you know what? Why shouldn't California Grill do that? It's their anniversary. They deserve a little bit of excitement. So we have the traditional butter here, no salt or anything else like that. And then we have oil as well. Go ahead and rub that here on this brand new focaccia. Focaccia. It's a very light and fluffy focaccia, almost like a cloud. I feel like I've eaten a lot of cloud things lately, but the caramelized onion gives it a very nice, full flavor. The onion sort of like haunts it, but in a good way, not like a, like a pirate that's been cursed, more like a Casper sort of haunting. But it gives a nice flavor that, honestly, I think it's a equal replacement, but we're still going to miss the sourdough. I would give that 4.25 out of 5 plus.
Chef gave us a beautiful preview of an upcoming menu change. I cannot tell you when it is happening, but I can show you that they're going to have a beautiful flatbread available with some asparagus and artichoke, roasted garlic. I think I see some spinach on here too. Yes. My optometrist told me I needed to eat more leafy greens. I don't think this is what he meant, but I'm going to say that this meets the criteria. As I fold the flatbread, let's see. That is delicious. Super, super flavorful. It almost tastes like I ate like a spinach artichoke dip. I don't taste asparagus or anything else like that. The bread, it just complements everything really well. I'm obsessed with this, and I cannot wait for this to actually be added to the menu, because even though we come here whenever the menu changes, we will definitely be back for that. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It is a Princessities item. There are many places to get flatbread, but California Grill is going to show them all up.
We like a good foodie preview. It's almost as good as the previews on movies, but this looks excellent. Like a garden flatbread, basically, with the spinach, the artichoke, the asparagus, all the things I love, and then more garlic. Can't go wrong. The only thing I worry about is my Godzilla breath afterwards. I actually quite love that. There's tons of garlic. Like, keep a vampire away level of garlic on it. but it gives it a nice like summer vegetable feeling, like a summer flatbread, which goes well with how this restaurant likes to change its menu seasonally. This is exciting. Just tasting that, the crust is perfect. It's like nice, like stone baked, like flatbread. That is excellent. Yes, I do have garlic breath, but hopefully most of you and all of you are bringing breath mints on dates or something. I'll give this 4.75 out of 5 claws. I could do with a little asparagus, but that is a minor critique.
The tofu Maki roll. We've had this one, I think this is the second or third time that we've had it. One of my favorite sushi rolls at Walt Disney World, like up there with Shikisai, though Shikisai got rid of my favorite rolls that they had. So I guess this is going to be my topper. Now there is a beautiful tofu situation here, and then we got soy sauce. Soy sauce probably ruins it, so you put like the smallest amount. You get the softness of the forbidden rice, and then the tofu is like a cream, and then you get a little bite of the pepper in there, and the soy sauce doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't matter if you use it or not. It's like a soft, creamy sushi roll. There was one roll at Disney World that was similar to this one, and it was a forbidden rice rainbow roll that they used to have that was vegan over at Trader Sam's. They also had a non-vegan version. That one's no longer on the menu. They have a regular vegan rainbow roll that you can do topped with plantains or tomatoes now. So a little different, but this is much better. Obviously, California Grill is 1,000 times better than Trader Sam's. So loving the roll, loving the flavors. They all have their own like little uniqueness that they bring and then come together when you eat it all together. It is a little mushy for me though. But other than that, I would give it a 4 out of 5 sushis. It's beautiful.
Tofu sushi roll. We have seen several incarnations of this roll pop up here at California Grill, but it's always welcome. I feel like with the changes in the sushi ground property, I feel like we want to get the princess good sushi. We always got to come back to her roots and her restaurant representing her home state. Ever since we moved to Orlando, our sushi options have just gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. We're still trying to find like the perfect sushi restaurant, and yeah, we can go to a couple and get like a cucumber roll or a sweet potato roll or an asparagus roll, but like we want something extravagant, something nice, something exciting. And we just haven't found that here yet. If you find out before we do, you know how to find us. Not Champions Gate though. So eventually I guess we will have to explore Champions Gate a little bit more. Either way, no more stalling. Go ahead and try this roll. Get a little gel on top, the forbidden rice. I tried cooking forbidden rice at home. This is probably the only place I've ever liked forbidden rice. What I love more than anything is how they update the veggies and everything in this restaurant as they're seasonally available. So getting red pepper inside this roll is a nice touch. It's a nice like compliment to the forbidden rice. And I like how they're presenting the tofu as the cream cheese inside this one. It actually works rather well. We've been getting into a lot of tofu creams lately. I guess maybe it's time we started making our own tofu cream cheese. You should see the excitement and twinkle in the Prince's eye right now. I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna make some things. This is excellent. 4.75 out of 5 class. Brand new on the menu is this Dungeness crab salad. No, it's not a dungeon. It's seafood. So you have this seafood salad, the spring mix, you have the sliced fennel on top, you have some mandarin oranges, then you have some like processed himika also like sliced in here. So you're getting all the things, and then these crisps to go along with it, and plenty of crab. If you thought that they were gonna skimp on the crab, no, because you got crab here, got crab here, got crab here, and there's even more here on the bottom. So plenty of crab for all of your Dungeness needs. I don't know. But their salads have always been amazing here. Very seasonal. Very much using like all of the vegetables of the season, which is what seasonal would mean. But they've surprised me. We've had like taco salads and like watermelon salads that I normally wouldn't touch. has opened my eyes to all sorts of different flavor combinations. I expect this one to be no different. I need the mandarin. To say it simply, the one thing the California Grill knows, they know ball. Which ball? All the balls. Okay? I don't like mandarin orange in salads. I find its presence usually to be annoying, far too tart, overpowering other flavors, and just giving me like this weird chill down my spine. Now you're adding Dungeness crab, which has like a very like briny taste, but when you get the mandarin orange with the crab, it's that perfect amount of citrus to just like cut right through that. So you're getting the flavors of both without it either overpowering and elevating the crab. So I don't feel like I just licked the seabed, and I also don't have like this super tart flavor in my mouth of like the harsh orange that with the Himika slaw and the spring mix, that makes for a wonderful salad. Does it seem like those two things would compete? Yes, but this, they're working together. They're a duo, step in step, like me and the princess. I would give this a 5 out of 5 claws. It's on the bare necessities list. I like a good salad, and when you can impress me with rab food as a rabaire, you have my stamp of approval.
I will miss the incredible tamal that was here the last time that we came. November 2025 was our last review here. Now, the vegan option is a gorgeous carrot gnocchi. I have had squash gnocchi at California Grill before, but never have I had carrot gnocchi. The last time I had carrot gnocchi at Walt Disney World was in 2019 at Turf Club, which we have a review of that on our channel if you really want to go back into the waybacks. But this gnocchi is house-made, and then they give you carrot like 3 ways. So, and then a pesto over here. So let me get this carrot pure. It's actually a carrot hummus down here with shredded carrot crisps, and then pieces of carrot. So it's like literally, there was a dish, I want to say, at Epcot Festival of the Arts that was like carrots 3 ways, and I feel like that dish maybe inspired this dish, and then, you know, added some gnocchi in there. If I could get any of this on my fork, that would be cool. Let me just be on the struggle bus. Okay, here we go. I'm with the carrot, and the carrot is with me. Or should I say, what's up, Doc? You can absolutely taste all the different versions of the carrot, and then you can incorporate all of them into one bite. So you get like a soft carrot, you get a creamy carrot, you get a crunchy carrot, and then the gnocchi is carrot, so it's like many different versions of carrot together. It almost reminds me of, I think I'm aging myself now, Tattoo. Does anybody remember Tattoo? The girls, all the things she said, running through my head, all the things she said, like hand holding and whatnot. Like, that is what this is, like the tattoo of carrot gnocchi, all different elements of carrots together, holding hands, being like, this is not enough. All the things she said, amazing. But also, like, all these different like dichotomies happening at the same time. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to keep quoting the song, but it's like a definite, like, this song interpreted into a dish. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It is a necessities item, especially if you like carrots. Obviously, if you don't like carrots, don't come here and get this. But if you like carrots and you want something that is thought-provoking and maybe triggers like an old school song in your head, all the things she said, this is it.
Going all in on the carrots with this carrot gnocchi. Wonderfully plated in the typical California style. I thought this thing was a monument to carrots when I saw it. You got baby carrots, Agave-Citrus-glazed carrots, and the carrot hummus. Again with this pesto, like, where to even start? Where is there peas? I see no peas. Oh, there is a pea. That feels like a trap. I'm going to avoid that one. The princess can have the pea. Princess and the pea, literally. Go ahead and pick that up. Look at that. Roasted, hummus, and then gnocchi. Thinking back to the Epcot dish, carrot 3 ways that survived somehow 3 different festivals and came back. When I had that dish, I was a little hard on it. I think I called it carrot baby food, which is fine. I like the taste of baby food. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I stole my brother's baby food as a child all the time with no shame when he would eat it. However, this is not carrot baby food. The way they make each carrot stand out and be unique, you would think that with 3 different types of carrots in one dish, it would be too much carrot, too much of a good thing. And it is a good thing. But the gnocchi adds a whole unique, like it's definitely the base of the dish. And then you have the baby carrots that definitely gives it another character, a little bit of crunch in there. And you have the sliced carrots, the agave-glazed, give a little sweetness to it. So each carrot brings something different and then like stands better than trio. Think like Surf Ninjas, but with food. Surf Ninjas is probably a very dated reference, but you know what? I'm rolling with it. Just like these carrots are rolling with me. I love the pesto sauce. This entire dish is vegan excellence on a plate. The fact that you can make something that's this unique, this beautiful, with no alt meat, as California Grill always does, is impressive, to say the least. I'll give that 5 out of 5 claws. If I wasn't a rat bear before this, I am definitely a rat bear now. Brand new treat on the menu, one we actually didn't expect, is this a brand new Cioppino, replacing the seafood stew that was previously on the menu. It's a seafood dish on its own, and basically a stew, but more grandiose, I would say. I would say less Nemo and more Moby Dick as far as like seafood size goes. This is a massive bowl. We have some black bass in here, shrimp, calamari, mussels, clams, garlic chips, a bunch of fennel, and then this fortified tomato broth. They take all the leftovers from the seafood and then cook that in the tomato broth to give it this hearty, more thick feeling. And you know what? California Grill is not immune to the test, because remember, if the broth is trash, the bowl is trash. The bowl is not trash. However, I am jealous. I think we need to upgrade our soup spoons at home. We have like the cheap plastic ones, these stone ones. This is where it's at. So if the princess sees some stone soup spoons pop up in the house, she's gonna have to mind her business for a little bit. She's probably gonna know. Either way, that broth is absolutely amazing, and they give you so much of everything. Like literally, like huge clams. Look at the meat in that clam. Oh, that's from the mussel, actually. And then you have the clam meat in here as well. And then you have the sea bass. You have tons of calamari. It's like the calamari circus going on in here. And then you have this wonderfully crisp sea bass. If I could stick a microphone to this thing right now, you would hear how crispy that skin is.
You could, though.
I could. I think our microphone is nasty enough without me stuffing it in this plate. And then they give you these gigantic croutons. So I'm going to dip that in the broth, and then I'm going to load the seafood up on the sourdough crouton. Mussel not to be forgotten. This is like Ohana. Nobody gets forgotten or left behind. Just eaten. Because here, fish are food. And also friends. Honestly, as good as every piece of seafood in this dish is, even calamari, and I don't normally like calamari. I find it rubbery when it's boiled. I think it's a bunch of crispy BS when it's fried. I'm not a calamari lover, but in this dish alone, I really think it's the tomato broth, which helps hold everything together. It's like seafood stew glue, but not glue, because it definitely soaks into the bass, and then you have it sort of like the juice of it in the mussels and the clams. You sort of ties everything together, and you have the sourdough to paste it on. Like, it's a lot of work for a seafood dish, unshelling everything, but the flavor profile is definitely worth it. Definitely one of the better seafood stews I've had. I've had some at, where are we saying? We had some at I feel like I've had them all over the place, so naming them all is kind of difficult. I feel like I've had one at Coral Reef. I feel like we've had one at Narcoossee's back in the day. Jiku had one that was exceptional, but they were all like half the size of this one. I'm going to have to struggle to finish this one, but I am going to finish her. Him. They, them. It. Either way. 4.25 at 5 stars.
The chef is spoiling us with some extra sides, so we got some asparagus. The theme of the asparagus here at California Grill has been amazing, so I am excited to try it on its own and not on a flatbread. Cheers to asparagus. This asparagus is so good. I literally just went off into a daydream with the beautifulness of the asparagus. Beautifully charred, gorgeously seasoned. It almost feels like it's brothed. I don't know. There's something extra about this. It just makes it extra delicious, and I don't want to share it, but I have to. So 5 out of 5, Princess's item. Everybody should have some California Grill asparagus in their life.
The dedication they show to different things here at California Grill does not stop at simply just cooking food. Starts way before that with the exclusive Disney Chef Garden. They also import these vegetables specifically directly from different regions of California. So you're getting regional flavors of the state celebrated all around this restaurant. And that includes the asparagus or asparagus. Wonderfully grilled outside, nice grilled flavor, soft inside. It almost disintegrates. I think I had to chew it twice, and it was gone, just the way we like it. 4 out of 5 claws.
Who needs a fistful of knobs when you can have a plate full of knobs? All the knobs, all the seasoning. I love our chef here. He is amazing. First time we met this chef, he made the most incredible salad with like salsa on it and stuff. It was like the most mind-boggling, game-changing salad I've ever had at California Grill. And I feel like these sides, and even the pizza, are the same, like little signature dash of love. I think this is one of the more interesting corns that I have ever had. It has some kick to it, but not in the normal way that you would describe a kick. When I say kick, you would typically think like spicy, right? But no. This is a different kick. This is an onion kick. This is a kick that is gonna just make you Godzilla your mouth in a way that you didn't expect. It's like, this is almost like a corn pico without some of the extra accoutrements, but it's just pieces like corn, onion, cilantro, and a beautiful sauce, and then you have this gorgeous topping, but it is very onion forward. I'm not mad at it, but also it needs to be a topper and not a side. Though this is an extra. This is not part of the menu, so I can't fault it in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 corns. It is a strongin'. I don't think Bear's going to want more than one bite of this one. I think this is going to be a tap out for Bear, which is sad because he loves him some corn.
Regional California corn. RCC? No need to abbreviate it. It's just a plate full of knobs. Lord Drop. If we make corn on the cob, which the princess loves, this is how she eats her corn on the cob. Cooked on the cob and then shucked on a plate.
Flower and garden.
A flower and garden. We shuck her corn, she can eat it. She's not eating corn off the cob. She's too ladylike for that. Me? I'm gonna put the whole knob in my mouth. You take it as you will. So I'm gonna get a scoop of this corn. I do see tons of onion in here. Interesting. Excuse my low-class behavior, but I kind of fucks with it. I love that corn. Yes, it is a very strong onion flavor, but not an overpowering onion flavor. It sort of like takes the sweet, that sweet edge off the corn while still maintaining the corn flavor. So you're getting something that is akin to more like a pico, but like without any of the sharp edges. It's very nice. I think it's a very good plate. I like it when the chefs here can sort of like stretch their legs. They're very empowered to do so here, and they make some wonderful things. I can't wait to see where this ends up in a dish later on the road, because I know that I'm going to see this concoction again at some point. 4.75 out of 5 plus.
It's not often that I get a bottle of wine, even though it is the 30th anniversary of California Grill. When I do, I get the Charles Woodson Intercept. Why? Because it is a $50 bottle of wine, and it is $89 to do the wine pairing with the menu. And pretty much every wine is really, really expensive. So I go with the cheap stuff because it's already not cheap here. And we eat out, especially at Signature Dining, a lot. I love me some Signature Dining, so Bear has to rein it in sometimes. It's very beautiful. It's got like a medium body to it, little cherry notes, like a black cherry action. I think it's going to pair really well with my food. We'll see. I give it a 4 out of 5 wines.
I decided to partake of one of their 30th anniversary drinks. I believe I've had it before, but this is the Monterey, which is actually invented by a bartender here years ago. And you have this beautiful looking rum cocktail with the flower in it. This feels very California Grill. I'm usually a citrus hater, but this sits in like a good sort of valley. It's very light, and then you have the pineapple on top and then the rum, so you're getting like a very sweet cocktail that feels very light and floral. It feels celebratory, and we appreciate a good celebration. I'd give that 4 out of 5 plus.
Mad props to Chef Noah for this incredible vegan dessert. We have had this, I think, twice now, maybe once, I don't know. But this is like one of the better vegan desserts that you can get here at California Grill. We've had many. This is a much better iteration than the peanut butter dessert, that is for sure. But the richness and the loveliness, yes. If you are a coffee lover, you're going to love this dessert. It is super, super rich, but not too rich. It's just like nice and decadent, flavorful. There's a little bit of crunch action in there. I like it. I would give it a 4 out of 5 desserts. I'm excited when they change this dessert, but I also am gonna miss it because it's rare when you find a vegan dessert that has like a nice like rich chocolatiness to it that's not, too dark.
You can already smell the espresso flavors like wafting up from the plate because a vegan espresso cake is rare to the point of being, well, a forest elf at this point in the resort. But the culinary team, pastry team here has done an amazing job, and I'm glad this one's still here. I'm always excited to see what they make next, but this is consistently amazing. I like how it plays with different textures with the crispy chocolate on the outside, the soft chocolate mousse on the inside with the espresso in balance, because you can easily get to the point where it's like too much espresso or the chocolate is too dark and too sharp, and then you're just getting like some really sharp flavor, which is fine. That's a preference, but like the way this is melded together will stick in your memory for quite some time. It will definitely stick in ours. I'll give this a 4.75 out of 5 claws. I could do with a little bit more of the mousse and less of the sharp pointy bits, but other than that, it's an amazing dessert. Brand new dessert on the menu, nice seasonal dessert, is the Celebration of Citrus. Given how much, if you've been here for a while, you've seen me complain about how much I don't like citrus, I had to order this dessert. It's ingrained in my Floridian blood. This dessert represents every petty Florida versus California argument that me and the princess have ever had. Because it's the one thing that we always argue about is who has the better citrus. I say Florida, of course. She claims California. And then we start arguing over clouds and sunshine, who has the bigger castle, which she always loses. But this is the start. So you have a Meyer lemon poppy seed cake, yuzu curd, blood orange gel, using the same printing process they've been doing here for now over a year for different seasonal desserts. Still as beautiful as always. And then a Meyer lemon drops on the other side as well. This is about to be lemon on lemon. I tell you what it's not. It's not a Florida key lime pie, that's for sure. The cake, get some of the curd, get some of this blood orange gel. I would say, at the point that you're convincing me to like lemon desserts, it's more than culinary magic. You got a wizard back there. Like an actual wizard, like a pointy hat, robes. Is Yen Sid back there? I feel like he's back there. The mouse isn't back there. But Yen Sid, is he back there? Because I like this. Even with all the citrus. The yuzu curd with the olive oil cake can have a different consistency, but I think that sponge consistency with this and the blood orange gel works really well. The toppings are great. The citrus hits without being harsh. I don't feel like I'm gonna have heartburn after this. This is great. It's not my favorite dessert, but I do think it's better than the goat cheese cheesecake that I had last time. I would give this a 4.25 out of 5 plus. Another wonderful seasonal menu update here at California Grill.
We are loving it. Everything was amazing. The experience was amazing. I can't ask for anything more.
Except for a new dessert for her, because she really wants some dessert.
Yeah. I like the coffee, but I'm not a big coffee person. So if you're not a coffee person and you're vegan, you may not be as into the dessert, but it's still really tasty.
It's always a wonderful time. If you ever get the opportunity to come to California Grill, I say come and treat yourself. It is a wonderful experience from beginning to end. They treat you like you belong up here. They treat you like the expectation that you come to expect from service. It's literally this tall. This high.
Yes, I agree.
But we want to know what you guys think. I know a lot of people they get scared of the prefix menu. I promise you, it's a lot less scary than it looks. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, will Bear ever let us come back to California Grill again?
I'm just going to get on Tron and go into the grid. But you heard the girl.